There we go. Oh shit. Right. Um news breakdown charts. Save. There we go. There we go. Sorry, I would have been live a little bit earlier. Um would have been live a little bit minutes. Been live a little bit earlier, but that wasn't working. I ran late a little bit and this wasn't working, but now it is, which is good. It's exactly what we need. All right. All right. Let me just like this. Can I share? How do I share the stream? Live. Why is it not showing my end here though? It says we're live here. There we go. We're watching this live. You might hear me. You might hear duplicate for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Share Twitter. Share Twitter. BTC. BTC. Turbo. Z. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Trump to announce the next Fed chair very soon. Can he even? There's no way Powell is getting. There's no way Powell is getting wrecked. The one with the ladies and gentlemen went live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? All right. See, there's not too much news. Let's see, is there an actual article for this though? No, there's no article for this. Let's see. Is this how it works? Oh, this is their Twitter. I don't want to go on Twitter. What is this? There we go. Okay. We do have chess, which we're not gonna watch this. Yeah, the big news today was here today. Didn't really do anything for like Bitcoin in terms of the manipulation. If we go to USD JPY, at 8 o'clock. Yeah, this was actually, in fact, one of the smallest manipulations I've seen. What is this, like 30 points? 41. On the 1 minute. I mean, it was a very clean 1 minute candle. Very clean. 30 points. I like 40 points. I've seen it do way more before historically. Way more. All right. Do this. Make sure this is like that. 40% down on my alts this bull run. Yeah, some of my positions are down a little bit too, because I was dollar cost averaging a little bit higher. But yeah, I know a lot of people probably came in on the hype of 2024, like March time. All right, March, April. Well, let's see when altcoins actually start to pop off. We go to my crypto wallet and we go to others. We go to like the daily, so we could see a lot of people actually got trapped. Oh wait, this was higher. Oh yeah, this was higher. Oh, yeah, this was higher. So a lot of people got trapped in like March, April time, and then I know some people definitely got trapped in like late November, December time as well. You're on leverage on ICP and the AI one. What entry did you prefer, ICP? Look, Sniper, I need you to say we're going to the moon starting next week, and it happens. Greg, let me tell you. Let me tell you, Greg. If I could have those types of powers where I could just say moon now, I would do 100x right now. We all cash out. If the world explodes after that because 100x was a slightly too much, it is what it is. But, you know, overall, I do believe we are going to make moves with altcoins. I really, really do. Just in terms of the structure, the thing is, like, right, it always comes back down to Bitcoin dominance. Like this thing, once it starts moving past 65%, it should kind of go faster. There is no like real support and resistance. Like really, let's just say, like, if we're being really, really real, like pretty much after, like, once 65% happens, the transition from 65 to, let's just say, 70% could even happen within a 2 to 3 week span, because there's no like real very, very big support and resistance up until we get to this point, right? Up until we get to this point, there's a lot of imbalance. So things could be happening, things could be around the corner. If we actually go on global liquidity index, it's slowing down a little bit, right? I can't really, this is the only way I can zoom in. So this is the actual global liquidity. We are supposed to be like right between these two right now. I guess I could change it to a different color. What color should we make? Green, maybe? Dang it. Let's do orange. So yeah, we are between these two. So we should be seeing a rise very, very soon. 5. Okay, so 20 cents for the AI coin and $5 for ICP. $5 for ICP. Let's see. Internet computer. So you are down. What's your stop loss? Do you know your stop loss? Like what would take you out if you lost the leverage? This next leg up will be like a December run or better. I think it's going to be better. I think, well, the next leg is going to be, oops. The next leg up is going to be, yeah, probably like the November, December leg. And then after that is going to be the huge one. Because once we break above this zone, these two zones over here, right, like this range, we should really be flying. We really, really should. And when I even go on the monthly, see, the thing is, this looks good on the monthly. It doesn't look like that wow, I guess, like some people might not think, but we are creating, we have a low, we have a higher low, right? We have a high, a higher high. So we are technically accumulating kind of like diagonally, right? Kind of diagonally. And we are like pretty much waiting for an explosion to happen. Right? Pretty much something like this. Right? Do what we have to do, go up, right? Retest also off of this, also off this line, and then really, really start exploding. See, even if we like 2 to 3x, that's going to be a lot of money for us, like a lot. So 4.70 Turbo Moon should be very, very soon. We'll look at Turbo in just a second. 4.79. Well, if our conviction is right about the liquidity, right? 4.79. Damn, you are playing, you are looking for these insane gains, eh? You are playing it really, really tight. You are playing it really, really tight. Let's see, 4.79. Practically like right here. Let's just say like right. Doesn't have to be literally perfect. Let's just say right here. So you had a 5 entry. 5 entry, right? 505.04. Something like this. Like this. I see, I see. Ooh. Man. The only thing you don't want is it taking out the last weekly candle and then reversing. This is a little tight, but yeah. Could be making nice gains. Yo, thank you for the $3, my man. Hell yeah. What is that? What is that? What is that emoji? What is that? This is like it's like a dancing pear or something. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for the $3. Hell yeah. That's what I love to see. Thank you for support. Been trying to catch the bottoms? Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. If you catch the bottoms with like a leverage trade, you can really make a lot of money. Like the thing is, right? Let's talk about leverage trading. Like even if let's say Turbo, let's say this was like near Turbo's bottoms, right? And you caught it. Even if you had like some type of ratio like this and Turbo really did go to even like 10 cents, right? Let's just say like this, whatever. Like you can make 100x of your money, right? Having a pretty also wide stop loss, especially if the coin really pops off. Waiting on Turbo to hit 0.25 feels like forever and a year. Yeah, for Turbo to hit those kind of numbers, it has to be altcoin season. It's never going to hit anywhere near that number if it's not altcoin season, right? Which means we need this chart to break. We really do need this chart to break, right? Once this chart does what it has to do, slams down, right? Similar to this, that's going to be very fun. And when it does something similar, consolidate, right? That's going to be just the patience. And then once altcoin season, like you could say officially starts, like the actual true prime hype and euphoria, right? That's going to be super fun. That's gonna be super fun. I know a lot of coins. I know like a lot of coins are going to hit like the 20 billion market cap this cycle. For me, there's also going to be a lot of coins hitting the 35 to 45 billion. I know there's only a handful of coins that hit 40 billion market cap last time, but there's going to be a lot more money this cycle. There's a lot more better projects, and you got to remember, it's not like like things shift, right? Things shift. So it's like some coins can be pumping in the beginning of altcoin season. Halfway through altcoin season, they already sold off, and then by the end of altcoin season, we have like some other narratives pumping. So you got to remember, yes, it requires like there's gonna be a lot more money in terms of like verified coins that are only like relevant in this cycle. There's only an additional like 300 this cycle, or something like that, maybe 300 to 400, right? So the ratios of money is better, and you have to remember that like even though it might seem crazy to think a lot of coins are going to hit 35 to 45 billion market cap, you got to remember that, like let's say Render, right? Render does its thing, Render shoots up, right? Then a couple weeks later, Render's down, but altcoin season's still technically happening. And once Render starts selling off, those profits are going from that coin to another narrative, maybe, right? Or another types of coins, right? And then that's what happens. Remember, gaming coins also like popped off at the very end. Not all your coins are going to pop off right away. I think gaming is going to be like, once again, one of the last narratives. That's why I'm staying away from it, because I rather just have coins that are probably going to pop off earlier than later, make money off of those, and then, readjust my game plan after. Am I reinvesting? Am I not reinvesting? Is there going to be another pump? That's for my opinion's about to break out. Man, if Turbo hits 25, I'll go nuts. How much is the AI? I don't even, it's just a meme coin, right? The AI 16, from my understanding. 220 million market cap. Damn. It has fallen off a cliff. See, this is why a coin like Turbo, right, I really, really do genuinely love, because Turbo has a way better ratio than so many coins. Like, this is over a 90% drop off from its highs. Over 90%. While Turbo is sitting at, wait. Nah, this wasn't like, it was technically December pumped. Well, it pumped to like 850. So Turbo is doing much better in terms of ratios. Right? That's why I really do think Turbo is going to pop off this cycle. Well, there's multiple reasons, but the amount of money, volume, and the ratios it consistently has, it just makes me believe that this coin will do well. Da 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 da. Let's see. Let's see what you guys are saying. Right. So yeah, today the markets were nothing too crazy. Bitcoin did, you know, it did recover a good amount. Still would have wanted a little bit more from Bitcoin, right? Because when we do look at our global liquidity, which we'll look at very soon, it should be like a nice blue, like a nice green week this week. But in order to get green, we would have to go up to at least a little over like $106,800, right? At least a little bit over to flip it officially blue, or I guess green. All right, so that's, people are calling the top. Yo, sup, Dominic? What is up, bro? What is up? What is up? Damn, that is not a name or person I expected to see in the stream right now. People are calling top. I mean, people have been calling. People think the top, like, for me, nothing indicates the top is here. We had a very strong May close. We had a higher high, right? We had this high over here. We closed on a higher high, right? You have to remember, we are still in this 3-month candle. So there's like this, we're still in this 3-month candle. So I do believe that the next 3-month candle is going to be the main push, generally speaking, right? That's going to be really where we strive. Global liquidity also, right? Global liquidity is in our favor. The chart has been in our favor. So I don't really agree that the top is in. And even if it is, that means we're closer to altcoin season, because Bitcoin has to have, Bitcoin is the one that slows down first, goes sideways, money starts shifting into alts, right? Money starts shifting into alts, and then that's when it's like our turn. That's finally when it's our turn, is when it's altcoin season, right? Because I assume most people on this channel have altcoins. I know some people just only believe in Bitcoin and stuff, which, I mean, yes, it is the head of the snake. It is the safest like asset to have in crypto. But at the same time, it like, you only can gain so much, like when I bought Bitcoin back here, if I remove the indicator, I literally remember this. Like I said, I have screenshots of this. Like, I bought Bitcoin right here. we got this weekly confirmation. It started to go up, and I was like, all right, I'm buying. Right. And then, of course, boredom. Then we saw this happen, and then pretty much a channel was created around this time. And then, yeah, I was buying some alts already by then, maybe even a little bit earlier. I remember seeing the reverse. There was a reverse head and shoulders in this wick on the 4 hour. I remember. And I was like, I have to go with what the data says, because people were calling for a pullback down to 30K, right? People really wanted a pullback down to 30K to bounce off of this and then go up. But I saw, based off the technical analysis, the rejection we had and how things were closing, and I'm like, nah, this is not going to go down there. And I know I'm going to regret it if I do not buy altcoins. And a lot of the altcoins, right, blew up because Bitcoin went up. I mean, right, a lot of altcoins shot up during this time too, right? This was like right here. I remember I was buying altcoins, a good amount of altcoins when they were somewhere down here, and then I just had like an instant gains, right? So it was good. It was fantastic. Bought at 17K and 20K. That's really, really good. 150K top. Yeah, that is pretty realistic. I mean, look, I use the show you guys a picture in the Discord in a second, just because I don't feel like redrawing this. All right, I don't feel like let's see, my portfolio, market overview, Bitcoin dominance. No, wait, market overview. Because I have everything documented in the Discord for the community members and such. Let's see. Where is it? I did like a 1-for-1 ratio. There we go. So we can see, right? I pretty much had the lines as best as I possibly could. As best as I possibly could. And wait, no, this is not it. Oh, well, this was kind of it to predict where price can possibly be going. Right? And then I said potential wick to 97K. Because we expected at least somewhere around 100K to get wiped out because of the bottom of the global liquidity, which was literally perfect, right? And then I also had something else. Where is it? Where is it? There's a lot of charts I put in the chat for people. People like consistent updates. I mean, rightfully so. Maybe I put it in general chat. Maybe I did put it in general chat. I'm not sure. If anything, if I have to redo it, I will redo it because it is what it is. But yeah. So let's see. So if we add the dominance back, not the dominance, this back, do this, right? This. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not gonna literally aim for perfection, right? We're not gonna aim for perfection, but we will try to get it at least decently accurate, right? Bottom of this. So there's a top of this. We're gonna go by the weekly candles. So now all we have to do is practically this. So it's not perfect, right? This is not perfect. It's a little bit off, but we can see, right? The general message is here. So boom, boom, boom. And if it is going to follow the global liquidity to the T, then we could possibly see around 144K Bitcoin, right? If it does go pound for pound. Now, I'm not saying it will. This is only just a theory, right? This is only just a theory. But we could possibly go pound for pound. And if we did, then we could have 140-ish K Bitcoin by mid-July. So I'm just looking to monitor this to see how it's working out. And yeah, people are calling for tops, but there's also no like literal indication in terms of technical analysis for the tops to get created, right? We literally created, like I said, a higher high, right? A high here, higher than these two, right? Not only that, when we printed this high last time, we slammed down, right? When we printed this lower high compared to this one, we had multiple rejections. We also just slammed down, and then we were kind of just going sideways. This time, right, we have better closes. We just swept liquidity, and we have a very, very weak candle. Very weak. So for me, the context is different, right? We also have this completed, right? We also have this completed where we have this low over here, this higher low over here, this high here, this higher high, and at this current moment we have another higher high, right? But overall, I do believe we will print like an actual higher high somewhere up here, right? So for me, the technical analysis does not indicate any types of reversals. Global liquidity has been on our side for months now, right? The way it's been perfectly lining up. And yeah, you know, Bitcoin dominance is still going the way it's supposed to be going. You know, this others dominance is going exactly the way we've been talking about it for months. So everything is just lining up like the way it's supposed to. So I'm not really worried. You know, I'm really, really not worried. There's been like the most worried I ever actually was just for a second, like over here, just for a second, right? But then hold up. Sorry, I thought someone I knew was pulling up. But yeah, so this was literally just for a second, but then like the way the weekly closed, like the way we instantly went back up right away. The way the weekly closed was is such a manipulation wick candle that we've literally seen similar stuff to like down here. So I was actually really optimistic, really optimistic. And in fact, for a reversal to the downside, you're probably going to see something very, very similar, but in reverse, right? You're probably going to see like a huge rejection and it's going to go down, right? Like this went to the upside, this rejected, right? Then we can also see on the next week, we broke structure, right? When we start going up with Bitcoin and everything, you have to keep structure really, really tight. Like once Bitcoin actually starts like expanding, and if it does have something very narrow like this, you have to keep the structure very, very tight to notice the micro changes. Right? If you did like a trend line type thing, I know trend lines are not really like always necessarily the most optimal, but we can see like literally once we broke around this, that was the change. That was also this first weekly candle was like the first big pump of altcoins where a lot of altcoins peaked, and then it was roughly like somewhere over here also where the second batch of like altcoins peaked like 2 weeks later, or like sometimes the coins would have like a double pump or a higher double pump or a lower double pump. But yeah, we can see, right? If you just had a trend line very, very tight, you also looked at other analysis, then you could see the reversals coming in. Enjoying the live streams. Thank you so much, my guy. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the likes, guys. I appreciate the engagement. Of course, anyone that always donates, I obviously always am going to appreciate that as well. I just absolutely always appreciate you guys for showing up, right? It means a lot. It means a lot. We're going to try to build a very, very big community, right? Which is why I'm going to be streaming around the same time every single day consistently. And we will be looking to be growing the channel and everything. So yeah, thank you for that. Let's see the other comment. I gotta make sure it's on live. Is that on live chat? Yeah, it's on live chat. What's the prediction for next week? The prediction for next week should be bullish. We will. I still think Saturday and Sunday can possibly flip this candle. If not, I still expect for us to be pumping, right? I still do. Now, do we have the most confirmation yet? No, right? No, we don't. But it was the same thing before all this structure over here was going down. I was already calling that the reversals were going to start happening. And of course, when we had this candles closings, I was like, guys, it's gonna keep going down. And then that's what happened. Then we had 3 days of buying pressure, which is very, very weak. And I said, guys, I'm still not convinced. Nothing tells me that we are going to have this go up further. What happened? It sold off, right? It sold off. Now, the proof is on the videos. The proof is even in the Discord. If you are in the Discord, I can show it now, but let's see. Let's go to market overview, right? I even drew this up before, right? 3 very weak buy candles. We can see 1, 2, 3. Then we had 2 weak sell candles, and then we had big selling pressure at the end, right? What do we have this time? 3 weak buy candles, 2 weak selling candles. And then sure, we only had 1 day of big selling pressure, but that's because it already completed its job of taking out these bottoms, these last relevant bottoms. So yeah, and now this is the first, like practically the first big daily candle we are going to have, right? Usually the selling pressure, I know it's like on a very weird time, right? We're already transitioning to Saturday for some countries, you know, so it's going to be very low volume. But overall, I do kind of expect this to kind of just do whatever and then start flipping on Sunday. And then next week, start off really, really strong, right? Start off really, really strong. Hope you are doing well. Great call and manipulation, which made us go to sub 100K. The token I wanted you to look at is Treble Swap. It is a base V4 DEX that is only 2 million market cap. Cheers. All right. I am down. I'm down to look at it. All right, let's look at it. But yeah. We have to still see how Saturday and Sunday do. Like I said, I'm still looking for buys. I did also literally take a trade. I don't know if I mentioned it in the video, but I know I took a trade and I literally was right. No, not the first the first entry wasn't there. I think the first entry was literally something like this. Something like this, I think. And then we cashed out like right there. No, it was higher. It was higher than the 1.1 to 2.3. It was higher than 1.2 to 2.3. So even higher. I think the stop was a little less. I have the photo somewhere. I have the photos because I take photos of my trades and stuff to just document it. Let's see, new project in Bitcoin. No, Bitcoin screenshot. Yeah. So we can see I got in like right there. Right there. I got in 2 positions. So the higher blue arrow. Do you think we bottomed or do we think I think we bottomed. I'm always open to the idea of seeing what is it called? I'm always open to the idea, ladies and gentlemen, of seeing something like wick down, right? Like a weekly candle. But I don't think it's going to necessarily happen because we did just take out 3 big massive weeks of data. And I still think Sunday is going to be pretty bullish. If Sunday is going to be bullish, then I don't see as like there's no reason to go back to 98K. In fact, it would be very worrying. It would be very, very worrying. So yeah. So we'll have to see, but the probability is low, in my opinion, because I do think overall, like the next day or so, we are going to be mainly just looking to be chilling around this zone, and then Sunday is going to be a continuation pump. That's what I believe. But yeah, you guys can see the trade we got in. So the bottom blue line was a bigger stop, right? It was like a bigger stop. So I hit roughly a 1 to 2.5. Let's see, actually, I'm not really like the type to I'm not really a type to like that likes to talk and show necessarily money on stream, but if we go, it was like 1957. I think that's how much I made divided by 750, which I risk. So yeah, so 1 to 2.6 was the blue arrow to where it sold up here. And then this one was really, really tight. It was really, really tight. The second blue arrow was a 1 to 1 where I just was in and out within like 7 minutes. With no, not 7 minutes. It was sorry, it was a little bit more, like 15 minutes or so. Yeah, that I agree. I agree. We should be hitting roughly like 120K this month for Bitcoin. I agree, especially even like within the next 2 weeks, right? So I 100% agree with that. I really, really do. Let's see. Is there any like big news? I swear I saw something worth covering. Meta Planet continues 5.4 billion buying plan as holdings pass 8,000. Also, since there's 16 of you guys, so it's a decent amount of people, do you think I should start making maybe one video a day where we cover news, or maybe live streams will cover news, right? Because I don't mind making videos or live streams where you just go over lots of relevant news, cover it, right? And this, because oh my god, stutter, holy, where the hell did that come from? But this could, like the live streams, some people watch after, so we could always make live streams a type of thing where we're just like, where we look at a bunch of news, some charts, some maybe cover some altcoins, and then the stream closes, and then people that want to look at it after can look at it after. I'm trading a meme coin, Mudang. It's down right now. Been holding BTC heavily. I think you've been. Let's see, Mudang. I'm surprised. I don't really like leverage trading. Like I trade on MetaTrader, certain pairs, but like I don't actually like leverage trade too much. If that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see, Mudang. What am I doing? Oh, Mudang. Mudang. Oh, you're just holding? Yeah, like trading and crypto and everything could be very stressful. It really could. And it's the more stressful it gets is because either you have a lot invested, this is like the only thing you're like do or die for, or sometimes you might not have a good strategy and etc. On like if you believe the markets are like random, then most of the time you will be under a lot of stress. Now, obviously, certain coins and meme coins and other stuff are random, but like when we talk about like Bitcoin and everything else, I don't really believe it. I believe it's just like I have that rigged mentality. Wait, this is market cap. I always look at things in market cap. Quant. I think Quant's probably at the same price, right? Quant. A little bit lower. Did I cover Quant? Oh yeah, I did. Practically, yeah. It's looking good. It looks like it wants to blow up. Because I was talking about the lower highs, the higher lows, and ultimately, in a way, we are just kind of creating like a triangle, and I expect this to blow up soon. I just got up at 9 cents. At 9 cents. Wait, when did you talking about when it started to pump recently? You got out at 9 cents? Right? Because that must have been like that's like the only time you got out, unless you're talking about already like months ago. Mm-mm-mm. They didn't give me a straw. Oh, you bought at 9 cents. Oh, so you're up double. You're up double. You're up double. You're chilling. I think Mudang will do pretty solid. I'm not personally the biggest fan ever of this coin. I do think it's fairly mid, but yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Damn. Let's see. There's a lot of Counter-Strike news on my feed, but I don't know if you guys are into Counter-Strike. Do you guys watch Counter-Strike? Do you guys like esports or not really? Because that's like my nerdy side, is like the whole esports stuff. You know what I'm saying? Esports. I'm actually going to a convention in about 12 days. 12 days. I'm going to Austin. So yeah, in 12 days we're gonna be heading out to Austin. Gonna bring my laptop, gonna make some videos in advance for you guys, right? I'm going to Austin, make some videos in advance. I also will create some videos while I'm there. A lot of the videos will probably be something that I can pre-record in advance, like a certain price prediction, like maybe the best coins to be buying, like certain things that have value where I could pre-record a little bit in advance. Like I said, I also will record there. I also will still be live streaming. Want probably like, well, I don't know what's soon. Everyone has a different soon, but for me, if you want a big explosion, probably over the next few short months. I really do think this whole cycle and everything slowly coming to end, like it's the beginning of the end, but like prematurely still a little bit. I used to play CS, not as much anymore, or any video games. Crypto is my game. Yeah, crypto, trading, business, life, going outside. Have I charted Turbo? No. We haven't really talked about it too much in depth, but we can look over Turbo. We can look at Aerodrome. Right, that I am pronouncing it right. But yeah, Turbo. Sorry, actually from back. Turbo is chilling right now. Turbo is looking good. Turbo is looking good. Obviously, you know, good is subjective in a way because some people want it to be green, right? Some people want it to be green. But I truly do. This is a similar case to what April was, guys. Remember, the beginning of April was manipulation, right? The beginning of April was manipulation, and then mid to late April was huge. That is what I still think June is going to be for Turbo and other coins. I really do think so. Right, same thing with Bitcoin. Right, we sold off a little bit in the beginning of April, but then we still finished green, and then we've just been going up ever since. Right, so overall, still think, we are on track. We are overall still very bullish. Look at the 2 times we had selling candles were because we hit all-time highs, so obviously it's expected to pull back a little bit. And then this manipulation week, right? We talked about this week's going to be manipulation. Look how weak this Bitcoin candle is. So for me, Turbo, I still expect it to retrace. We showed an example of leverage trading that, like, if you did enter even a little bit lower and you gave yourself a decent amount of breathing room, and if Turbo hits 10 cents, right, with this leverage, you should hit a 1 to 100. So yeah, pretty interesting. Let's see. Arrow. I've actually looked at this price action in a while. Is there a better one? Oh, I heard a Discord. Was someone in the voice chat? I got someone join the voice chat for a second. Interesting. Could have swore I heard a Discord notification. Let's see. All right, Arrow. Is there no crypto one? I guess we'll just go. Maybe Kraken has more data. Nope. No. 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 Oh my gosh. Whatever. I give up. I will just go back to, what's the one? Bybit? No, Coinbase. What? Oh, for crying out loud. That's why. All right, whatever. We'll go back to this. We'll also double check here. We'll go to all market cap. I mean, yeah, it had that big resurgence in late April, right, of last year. Very, very solid. When peaked at, let's just say like 1.6 billion, because this is always a little less. Monthly. Oh man, this is like, I mean, my bias is going to be the same for a lot of coins, because a lot of coins just follow Bitcoin. I got 1 cent and sold at 2, then how much? Cent sold at 22. I've lost trade as well, but it didn't let it stop me. But yeah, the only like the best way, it sounds always like dumb and like cliche, but the best way to learn is to like fail and lose and suffer even sometimes, which kind of sounds crazy, but it's the truth. It's the truth. We should start seeing reversals soon. The lowest this coin should really go is like 44 cents, unless of course we were wrong about Bitcoin and Bitcoin does go back to 92k, which then we are going to have bigger concerns, right? We are actually going to have bigger concerns. We can see the correction has been very, very weak, right? The last few weekly candles, each week has gotten smaller and smaller, right? These, like, if we go pound for pound, we still have, you know, a good amount of 20% more to drop before we, you know, engulf all these 3 weekly candles, 3 weekly buy candles. But even if we did that hypothetically, it'd still probably take another week or two before we had, you know, so it'd be a lot of weak selling pressure. I just think it's more of like a correction. I do think we are going to flip the script soon. Once we do break past 60 cents, we should really be flying to $1.12 quickly. When I say quickly, usually within a couple of weeks, right? That doesn't mean it's like not within 2 days, but you know, within a few short weeks. Could even happen within 2 weeks once it starts flying. What's up, smoking? What's up, smoking? Yeah, we just covered Turbo. We'll pull up the chart again. There's nothing too crazy in terms of the actual news. Everything's going to slow down a little bit right now, but like I said, I do still expect this coin to flip. Oh shit. I just, let's see. I don't think I don't think I messed up that hard. No. Here we go. I'm learning, and basically dollar cost averaging could have made some cash selling and buying lower. Yeah, me too, in the aspect of making more money by kind of flipping, but I did look to this cycle, just do the A to Z plan, which is just buy consistently low, dollar cost average consistently low, and then just sell during altcoin season. I just kept it very simple this cycle, right? I'm just looking for that consistent, you know, 10 to 15x, which I still think with my positions I'll probably get more, especially for like high probability altcoins. So yeah. Listen, a little bit of a slow day. We are going to end this stream. We will do a long stream probably for 2 to 3 hours tomorrow. We'll do a bunch of fun stuff. We'll go over a little bit of the charts, news, and etc. But you guys have to remember, it is Saturday. Not much is going to change. But we are going to, you know, start doing other fun stuff. So yeah, we're going to go also and look at YouTubers which are worth, you know, listening to, which are not. For me, it's very easy to see, you know, which ones are, I guess, you know, worth investing your time into, just because of what they say, how they say it, what types of videos they're making, etc. So, but yeah, we'll go over like 20 or 30 different YouTubers. We're not going to go over their whole literal channel and not watch, obviously, literally every single video, but a little bit to see, you know, to give them a fair shot. But yeah, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. A quick stream today. Love you guys so, so much. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys